right, happy Wednesday. So today, the portrait is due and it's worth 100 points and it's due by 7 p.m. Okay, so you got like so many extra hours. But yes, this is going to be graded strictly by the rubric. So if you're not meeting the rubric criteria, don't be surprised if you don't get all 20 points for each segment, okay? So that be very mindful. I am going to be grading you on each and every aspect of this assignment. I posted it, I made it very clear. And, accurate proportions, how I helped you with that is I gave you feedback and I drew with you and you compared it and worked on that. And if you didn't, then and it's obvious that the proportions aren't correct, you will be counted down substantially. I try to make it, you know, every opportunity for you to get help. And you can come in during student support as well. I'm available. Put me to work. I'm here to help you get the best grade possible, but you need to put in your efforts in part to fulfill the grading criteria. You will be graded on a full value range of lights, mediums, and darks. And I have some examples I'm going to show you in a little bit where they still needed to work further so that you get the mindset of what is expected. Turned in on time complete. Yes, you get 20 points for turning it in on time complete. Effort and participation. I know who's been showing up, who hasn't been, who's been taking part in participating and asking questions and doing the best effort to do the strongest artwork. This is a beginning class. I don't expect that the work is perfect. Some of us happen to have more skill than others, and we're growing and we're trying and we're showing that effort and participation. So that's what that 20 points is. And then craftsmanship. I want to see high craftsmanship. That means attention to detail, showing skills learned in class. I mean, we've talked about shading spheres and how different parts of the face are like shaded spheres. And I can even post a little example of that on here as well to remind you. Everything is built up to this point, and that's really important. Taking care of the details. Did you draw the eyebrows as individual hairs or did you scribble it all solid? I taught you to draw individual hairs. I taught you to do eyelashes with individual wisps, and I want to see that you're practicing these techniques. So that's what I'm grading you on. And I also put here, please keep in mind, turning in something is always better than nothing. We don't want to have a zero, and some points are better than no points, but you want to give us the most. And I've been giving you plenty of class time. So here we have a student from sixth period, and this is her work from yesterday. What I notice is a lot of you are struggling to put in the number two values. She has a white piece of paper here. And if you look, there's only a few areas in this entire drawing that have white. For example, I'm trying to get the annotate, bear with me. And I'm trying to draw with the mouse, so it's not so easy. So she has maybe a little white here and here, here, and maybe the little pupils. But that's about all the white that's on this. And then in the shirt right in here. That means everything else needed to be darker. So I kept explaining that to her. She did a fantastic job of just leaving the white in the eyes here, but everything else, all the skin is darker. It's not the white of the paper. So that's great. She still needs to put in some shadows in here. I noticed that it's much darker in here. And she's done a great job trying to emphasize the wrinkles. You're lucky. Most of you don't have all those wrinkles. That's a challenging thing to do as an artist, and she's doing a great job. She still has some details in the ear here that I don't see. It looks very flat here, so she needs to work on that. And I'm not gonna give her a hard time about the shirt because that would take her forever to do. Um, if she wants to leave it white or a solid color or something like that, that's not what this is about. I'm grading her on the portrait of the head, the neck shadows, and she still needs to add more shadows in this neck. You can see it's substantially darker right in here, and this is even darker in here. So these are the kinds of feedback and things I can tell you. There's more shadows in here. She's even darker in here. So she's trying to find and get all those deep darks in. She's done a great job with the mediums. And so the number two, threes, and fours, she's done a phenomenal job just putting in those deep darks. So that's an example. I'm going to go ahead and clear this and show you another example. Doo-doo-doo. And these are not done. Now, this student, she decided to use charcoal because she had that, and I allowed her to do that. But that's besides the point. The point is, do I see number one values, which is the white of the paper, number two values, threes, fours, fives, sixes, and sevens? That value scale is essential. So I need to see all those values. That's what makes something pop and not look flat. So we want to think about that when we're shading. Let's take another look at shading spheres real quick as review because we do have a few students that are newer to the class. Everything is a shaded sphere. Little tip of the nose, the nostril, the eye socket, the round of the cheeks. Think about it as shading and shading curved, rounded. That is really important to make something look dimensional. So that's something that you need to keep in the back of your mind when you're looking at how to shade things. When you look at this eye, this one is not as dull as this one. It has that depth with the full value range of the pencil. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and help students individually. Have a great day.